3. It does not escape your observation that what the Greeks call philosophy is esteemed by the most learned men, the originator, as it were, and parent of all the arts which merit praise. Philosophy, I say, in which it is difficult to enumerate how many distinguished men there have been, and of how great knowledge, variety, and comprehensiveness in their studies, men who have not confined their labors to one province separately, but have embraced whatever they could master either by scientific investigations or by processes of reasoning. Who is ignorant in how great obscurity of matter, in how abstruse, manifold, and subtle an art they who are called mathematicians are engaged? Yet in that pursuit so many men have arrived at excellence that not one seems to have applied himself to the science in earnest without attaining in it whatever he desired. Who has ever devoted himself wholly to music? Who has ever given himself up to the learning which they profess, who are called grammarians, without compassing in knowledge and understanding the whole substance and matter of those sciences, though almost boundless? Of all those who have engaged in the most liberal pursuits and departments of such sciences, I think I may truly say that a smaller number of eminent poets have arisen than of men distinguished in any other branch of literature, and in the whole multitude of the learned, among whom there rarely appears one of the highest excellence, there will be found, if you will but make a career review of our own list and that of the Greeks, far fewer good orators than good poets. This ought to seem the more wonderful, as attainments in other sciences are drawn from recluse and hidden springs, but the whole art of speaking lies before us and is concerned with common usage and the custom and language of all men, so that while in other things that is most excellent, which is most remote from the knowledge and understanding of the illiterate, it is in speaking even the greatest of faults to vary from the ordinary kind of language and the practice sanctioned by universal reason. Hold on. 4. Yet it cannot be said with truth either that more are devoted to the other arts, or that they are excited by greater pleasure, more abundant hope, or more ample rewards. For, to say nothing of Greece, which was always desirous to hold the first place in elegance, and Athens, that inventress of all literature, in which the utmost power of oratory was both discovered and brought to perfection, in this very city of ours, assuredly, no studies were ever pursued with more earnestness than those tending to the acquisition of elegance. For when our empire over all nations was established, and after a period of peace had secured tranquillity, there was scarcely a youth ambitious of praise who did not think that he must strive with all his endeavors to attain the art of speaking. For a time, indeed, as being ignorant of all method, and as thinking there was no course of exercise for them, or any precepts of art, they attained what they could by the single force of genius and thought. But afterward, having heard the Greek orators and gained on acquaintance with Greek literature and procured instructors, our countrymen were inflamed with an incredible passion for elegance. The magnitude, the variety, the multitude of all kind of causes excited them to such a degree that to that learning which each had acquired by his individual study, frequent practice, which was superior to the precepts of all masters, was at once added. There were then, as there are also now, the highest inducements offered for the cultivation of the study in regard to public favor, wealth, and dignity. The abilities of our countrymen, as we may judge from many particulars, far excelled those of the men of every other nation. For which reasons, who would not justly wonder that in the records of all ages, times, and states, so small a number of orators should be found?